My beloved child, from the moment before you had form, when you were still a sacred idea in my heart, I marked your life not with the marks of the world or circumstances, but with a holy imprint from my very own hand. Before you took your first breath, before you ever knew to call my name, I knew you completely. Every breath of your beginning was the first note in the divine symphony I composed just for your life. You are not a coincidence, not an accident, and certainly not a lost soul wandering the earth. You are a deliberate choice made by a loving and wise God, the one who wove every thread of time to lead you to this exact moment. I have watched over you not only in your victories when your head was lifted high, but in the nights when you curled into yourself from loneliness, when others thought you were strong. I saw the silent tears on your pillow, when you pretended to be okay so as not to trouble anyone. I heard the sighs that only you knew, when you prayed in whispers, with short, broken words that didn't always form sentences. I received them as precious offerings. I have not missed a single detail of your life. Not one cry of yours rose up without reaching heaven. Not one tear fell without being kept by me. I know the battles you have fought silently, the kind no one else could understand. There were times you walked through life feeling invisible, convinced no one saw the pain you carried. But I was there. I was in the darkness with you. I held your shattered soul without demanding strength from you. I did not wait for you to be perfect before I loved you. I loved you in your weakest moments. I witnessed your courage when you kept walking, even as your heart grew weary. I saw your faithfulness when you chose to believe, even when no sign appeared before you. And today, I speak something sacred and significant to you. The appointed time has come. This is not an empty promise, nor a temporary comfort. This is a divine moment when the door I have opened is now inviting you to step into something new. Something I have been preparing for years in quiet faithfulness. The seasons of testing, the seemingly endless days of waiting, were never meaningless. They were the foundation for the harvest that is now drawing near. You have not walked aimlessly. Everything, both the pain and the hope, has shaped you into someone mature enough to receive what I have destined for you. Do not let the past make you hesitate. Do not let disappointment cause you to doubt. Do not let the words of others blur the truth I have written on your heart, for no one else knows you like I do, and no one understands how great your destiny truly is. You were not born merely to survive, but to reflect the glory of your Creator. You carry within you a ray of heaven's light, a light this world deeply needs. And now, I am calling you to rise not by your own strength, but by the leading and power of my Spirit. Be strong and courageous. My child, even if you cannot yet see all that I am doing, trust that every step you take is not in vain. Remain faithful. Keep your eyes fixed on me, and do not be afraid. The appointed time is not only when I move, but also when you will begin to see yourself as I see you, a brave warrior, a beloved child, a vital part of my great kingdom plan. I have never forgotten you. And now, as a new season arrives, I am inviting you to step out of your comfort zone, to lay down the old burdens, and to trust in what I have prepared. What is coming will not only amaze you, it will cause those around you to recognize that I, the Lord God, have moved mightily in your life. Rise up, my beloved child. The sun of a new season has risen, and it carries the promise that I am faithful, and I will do it. And even now, I am walking with you step by step, breath by breath on the path leading to the fullness I have ordained for you since the very beginning. My beloved child, today is a sacred day not merely because it marks a point in time, but because I have chosen it as the day to establish a new covenant with you. This is not a vague promise, nor is it a fleeting comfort. This is a beginning, the beginning of deep and total transformation in your life. You will not remain the same. Every old structure, every worn-out pattern, every limitation you once accepted as normal will now dissolve under the light of the covenant I make with you today. Not because you have earned it, but because I, the God of faithfulness, have chosen to do this for you. Because I love you with a love that surpasses understanding, and because I see preciousness in you even when you only see your weakness. Listen carefully to what I am declaring. From this moment forward, nothing will remain as it was, not your circumstances, for I am stirring new currents within your reality, not the people around you, for I am reshaping both the connections and the purposes of the relationships in your life. Not even your mind, for I am renewing it, cleansing it from limiting beliefs and the fears that have gripped you for too long. I am giving you new eyes, eyes that can see what natural eyes cannot, eyes that see beyond the surface to where my hand is at work. I am placing within you a new heart, not one hardened by wounds or cold from disappointment, but a heart that beats in rhythm with mine. And more than that, I am awakening within you a new spirit, a spirit that is strong, sensitive, and ready to be led by my Holy Spirit. You are not here by accident. You did not come to this covenant by luck. You came because of silent prayers, because of sleepless nights when you whispered my name through your tears. I have heard every word. When you whispered, Lord, please don't leave me. I was there. When you wondered, do you even see me? That was the very moment I dispatched angels to surround you. When others gave up, when doors seemed permanently shut, you still chose to seek me. And because of that perseverance, I honor you today. Beloved child, I know you do not seek rewards. You do not follow me for the sake of glory. And that is precisely why I bestow upon you a glory, not of this world, a reward no one can take away, untouched by time or decay. I crown you with a victor's crown, not because you never fell, but because you rose again after every fall, with wounded hands, yet a heart still anchored in faith. This crown is the seal of one who overcame not by strength, but by faith, not because you possessed everything, but because you surrendered everything to me. Now, you are entering a season you never even realized you were sowing for. You thought you were merely living in quiet obedience, doing the right thing in places where no one noticed. But what you did not know is that it was I who sowed through you in the silent obedience, in every seemingly small action. The season you are stepping into is not the product of calculation, but the reward of faithfulness. I have counted every seed you sowed with tears, sacrifice, and the pain of being misunderstood, and now I say, it is enough. Step into your harvest. Do not doubt. Do not fear. Do not look back to try to find explanations for what I am about to unfold. What I am doing is something new, and this new thing does not have to resemble what you've experienced before. It is not dependent on the past, not confined by experience, not boxed into old patterns. This is a completely new chapter, written by my own hand with love, with truth, and with unshakable power. So open your heart, my beloved. Let go of what you thought you needed to hold on to. Cast off the heavy cloak of fear and doubt. Allow me to clothe you with the garments of the chosen, those who walk not by the light of the world, but by the light of my presence. You are no longer walking alone. You are no longer forgotten. You are no longer merely surviving. You are living, stepping into a sacred destiny, ordained by a loving and faithful God. And what I desire from you is not perfection, but willingness, not certainty, but trust, not full understanding, but the courage to walk even when things are unclear. For in that very walk, you will see me more clearly than ever before, and you will come to know this. The covenant I establish with you today is not just a transformation within you, but a signpost for a generation that will be transformed through your life. I love you, I trust you, and I am going ahead of you to make the way straight. Walk on, Covenant child. The new season has arrived, and I, the everlasting one, am walking with you, my beloved child. There are moments in your journey of faith when the transformation I bring within you will be so profound that even those closest to you may no longer recognize you. They will see your face, hear your voice, but something will feel unfamiliar, not because you have chosen distance, but because the new light within you causes them to stumble in understanding. Do not grieve as the distance becomes more visible. Do not sorrow when once familiar eyes begin to look at you with confusion. Not everyone is called to ascend to the heights I am leading you toward. Not everyone is meant to travel the narrow path I am laying before you, a path ablaze with my glory. The change I am working in you does not begin on the outside. It springs from the deepest place in your soul. It is not a temporary facade, but a true transformation of your spiritual identity. I have touched you with love, with truth, and with power. And when a soul is truly touched by the Father, it can no longer live the same. Old desires will lose their grip. Old ways of thinking will no longer suffice. Those who once understood you may no longer comprehend the fire burning within your spirit. This is no one's fault. It is simply the sign of a divine shift in seasons. Child, I know there will be times when you feel alone in the crowd, when you feel like a traveler in a city that once felt like home but now feels unfamiliar. But hear this, so your heart may be still. You are not abandoned. You are not lost. You are exactly where I have appointed you to be. You are simply stepping into a higher realm, where the old ways can no longer feed your soul. And it is here, right now, that your destiny is being unveiled with unprecedented clarity. But it requires focus, a wholehearted attention, not diluted by regret or fear of loss. I am bringing you into a season of refinement. The excess will fall away. Relationships rooted only in circumstance or emotion will fade. But do not worry, for I will not leave you to walk alone. I am sending new ones to you, those who won't need lengthy explanations, yet will understand the language of your heart. They will not assess your vision through worldly eyes, but through the light of heaven. They will not suffocate your dreams with fear, but ignite your faith with encouragement sent from me. These will be friends not merely tied by circumstance, but sealed by my Spirit. The friendships I bring in this season are not meant to fill empty spaces, but to support your destiny. The collaborations I prepare are not built on convenience, but on spiritual unity. I am weaving together new relationships like a sacred tapestry, each person a thread chosen and positioned perfectly in place at the right time. And you will be amazed by the harmony, the strength, and the joy they bring, because all of it flows from me, not from your own striving. Your path has narrowed not to limit you, but to focus you, not to isolate you, but to direct you toward what truly matters. The distractions that once drained your attention will begin to fade. The noise that once clouded my voice will be silenced. And in its place, the light on your path will shine brightly, for I am going before you, leading the way with my very presence. So walk boldly, child of mine. Love those who were once part of your journey, but do not turn back for them. They have their own paths, and I have my timing for each soul. Do not cling to what I am gently removing from your hands. Do not mourn connections that no longer carry the breath of heaven. Remember, a seed cannot take root in old soil and grow in new ground at the same time. You must let go to move forward. You must shed the past to rise higher. You are not walking alone. You are covered by my hand. You are led by my spirit. And you are surrounded by those I am calling to your side, those who not only see in the same direction but live for the same divine purpose. This is the season of transition, of refining, of divine establishment. This is the time to keep your eyes forward, your heart pure, and your faith unshakable. For what I am doing surpasses all that you can see. And when it is all revealed, you will know it was I who orchestrated every step, every person, every encounter, to bring you to the place where your destiny was waiting. I love you, and I did not make a mistake when I chose you for this season. Go forth, my child, for my light is shining upon the path ahead, and your destiny is calling your name with a voice that cannot be ignored. My beloved child, on the journey of faith, you are walking. There will be moments when you feel a strong stirring from within, a divine invitation that compels you to pause and reflect what still aligns with your calling, and what is it time to release. This is not rejection, but a part of refinement. You cannot carry all the old baggage as you step into a new land. You cannot cling to what served its purpose in the past if you truly desire to enter the future I have prepared. And today, I speak this to you. Be willing to let go of what no longer serves your calling. I have not come to take away your joy, nor to leave you lacking. When I ask for obedience, it is not because I need to prove anything, but because I long to give you more abundantly, without limit, without measure. But if your hands are still clinging to the old, how can you open them to receive the new? If your mind still dwells on what is past, how can I awaken within you a vision for what is to come? I love you too much to let you remain in the shadows of what once was but is now outdated. And because I love you, I am gently removing from you the things that no longer serve, so you may walk lighter, freer, and stronger. Trust me, even if you cannot yet see what lies ahead, you can be sure of this. I am already there, waiting for you, waiting to open new doors, to give you gifts you've never known, to draw you into a deeper season of intimacy with me, where you no longer live by familiarity, but by faith. Let the past rest. Lay down what you once believed was indispensable. Cast off the heavy garments of regret, anxiety, or fear, and move forward, even into the unknown, with firm confidence that if I have spoken, it will come to pass. You are not entering this new land by accident. I have prepared the soil rich and fertile, where the seeds you sow will bear 100-fold harvest. I have set the table a feast in my presence where you will be restored, nourished, and reminded that you are always loved. I have anointed your head with oil, the oil of distinction, of divine selection, and of heavenly empowerment. And now, your cup is overflowing, not just full, but spilling over, radiating, and reaching those around you. Yes, the enemy will witness it. They will see you rise from the ashes of pain, from the ruins of failure, from the loneliness of long waiting. They will watch as I lift you to higher places, but they will not be able to stop you, for my power is not limited by anything. No darkness can extinguish the light I have placed within you. No human word can nullify the voice of your Father. And when I speak, my word never returns void. It will accomplish the purpose for which I sent it. It will bring forth harvest restoration, and new life in you. My child, this is a moment that cannot be delayed. This is a season of full obedience. I do not need you to understand everything. I need you to trust. Trust that I am good. Trust that my plans never fail. Trust that the calling on your life is not just a beautiful dream, but a reality unfolding before your eyes. And if you are willing to release, you will receive not scraps, but fullness, not temporary relief. But éternelle transformation. Close your eyes. My child, listen to my voice. Let your heart be still long enough to recognize that it is I who am calling you to step out of your comfort zone, not to be lost, but to be led into the promised land. You do not walk alone. I go before you, making the way. I walk beside you, upholding you. I am behind you, protecting you, and I dwell within you to empower and breathe new life. Letting go is not a loss. Letting go is an opening. It is opening your heart to something greater, deeper, and everlasting. And in that surrender, you will find true freedom. In that relinquishing, you will discover the greatest gift, me. And if you have me, you have everything. I have always loved you. And today, I believe you are ready to step into that reality. Go forward with faith and courage, for a season of glory is awaiting you. And I will be there from the beginning to the fulfillment, never leaving your side. My beloved child, the time has come for you to step out of uncertainty and hesitation and into a new season of clarity, grace, and divine purpose I ordained for you before the foundation of the world. This is not a rushed command, but a gentle, steady, and profound leading, a heavenly reminder that the hour has come, and you are being called into what you once only faintly perceived. What was once vague will become clear. The questions that once weighed heavily will begin to unravel as you walk in step with me. I do not ask you to comprehend everything from the start. I only ask for your trust, for I will guide you each step, each rhythm, each decision with wisdom that surpasses all human understanding. You will no longer wander in darkness. You will no longer strive with your own strength to open doors that were never meant for you. Instead, you will walk in a holy rest where every step is bathed in peace. Every action bears fruit, and every moment is saturated with my presence. You will find yourself on the right path, not because you are skilled in direction, but because I have straightened your way. The doors you could never force open will swing wide as you approach. For I am the one who holds the keys of timing and destiny. My child, do not be surprised when you see things rising within you that you never knew were there. Every gift I placed in you quiet, hidden, waiting will now emerge with strength, like seeds bursting forth in their appointed season. The talents I once veiled, not to forget, but to prepare for their appointed time, will now rise to the surface. You will see yourself speaking, acting, and influencing others in ways that far exceed your past expectations. No longer with trembling steps of fear, but with a quiet boldness, not because you are strong, but because you are united with me, your unending source. There are things you once avoided thinking you were not ready, not worthy, or simply too small. But now, you will find yourself doing them effortlessly, not because they are easy, but because my grace has arrived in its time. When you speak, your words will carry life and impact. No longer will they be hesitant, but weighty, because they will not be your words alone, but the echo of your Father's voice within you. The small things you once did, thinking no one noticed, will now bear great fruit, because you no longer move by your own strength, but by my guidance. You will be in awe, not surprised at my goodness, but because your eyes will finally behold what I have been weaving in silence all throughout your waiting. You will realize that even the seemingly meaningless moments of your past were essential links to unlock today's door. You will come to understand that not a single tear you shed, not one prayer you whispered, not one act of obedience was in vain. All of it was part of the plan. I prepared not only to bless you, but so that through you, the world may witness my light. But my child, do not find these wonders strange. Do not think they are new to me. For I have prepared you for this hour since the beginning. Before you spoke your first word, before you had a concept of purpose or calling, I saw this day. I watched over every step, awaited every maturing moment, nurtured every seed within you, so that when the time came, you would stand firm and enter into the fullness I ordained. Nothing in your life has been random. Everything has been appointed in love, in patience, and in my boundless mercy. So, my beloved, step in boldly. Do not fear your own light. Do not shrink back from the greatness I have planted. Rise in trust. For I, the one who called you, am faithful. I did not call you to abandon you midway. I do not begin without finishing. What I have begun, I will complete. And your part is to obey, to trust, to walk, and to surrender your heart entirely to me. You do not have to manufacture purpose. You only need to walk into what has already been prepared. You do not need to chase after recognition. You only need to live according to what I have designed. For in me, you will find your true self, and when you live aligned with who I created you to be, the world will be touched by your light. I love you. I believe in you. And I am waiting to reveal myself through you, not just in a moment, but throughout your entire journey. Be ready. For you are not merely stepping into clarity, you are stepping into fulfillment. And all of heaven rejoices in that. My beloved child, now is the time for you to place your trust in me more deeply than ever before. Not because things are easy, but because everything is being shaken. When the world around you grows dim, when all that was familiar fades, when your heart trembles for lack of the old anchors, this is the moment I invite you to lean wholly on the one who never changes. You may not yet see the full picture. You may only see a scattered piece here and there, with no clear path. But remember, I hold the masterpiece, and I never lose a single piece. I see every line your eyes have not yet seen. I know the way even when it's hidden in the fog. Hold on to me, especially when the ground beneath your feet begins to tremble. Do not let go. Do not allow fear or doubt to cause you to forget that I am always there, never absent, never powerless. When everything in your life seems to be falling apart, remember that sometimes I allow what is unstable to collapse, so that only what cannot be shaken will remain. I do not do this to hurt you, but to reveal that the only true foundation is me, not your job, not your relationships, not the plans you've painstakingly built, but me alone, the one who created you, who loves you, and who will never give up on you no matter how many times you fall. My child, I am not the God of confusion. I am never the author of disorder, disorientation, or fear. On the contrary, I am the God of divine order, where everything has its appointed time. Every season carries meaning, and every moment is woven by my hand with love and wisdom. If you only look at your circumstances, you will see randomness and chaos. But if you look with eyes of faith, you will see a hand writing silently but steadily, with mercy and yet with precise intention. That is my hand. I am the great creator, not only of the world, but of your very life. Every detail in you, from your talents to your personality, from the deepest dreams to the silent tears, is part of my intentional design. Nothing is random. No moment is wasted. I do not write your life like a rough draft. I write with ink that cannot be erased, with the careful precision of an author who has known the ending before the beginning ever took shape. And that ending, my child, will be more radiant than anything you've ever dared to dream. There will be times you do not understand. You will cry out from the depths of your soul, "Lord, why is this happening?" And all you'll receive is silence. But know this, silence is not absence. Silence is not abandonment. In that silence, I am still working quietly, deeply, and more powerfully than what your eyes can perceive. I am building in you an unshakable faith, a discerning heart that is not easily deceived, a soul that loves even when it is not understood. I am shaping you into my image, so that you don't just exist, but live fully, with purpose and eternal meaning. Believe that your story is not off course. It is being written by an author who loves you so deeply, he gave his only son in exchange for your heart. And because of that love, I will never allow you to settle into mediocrity. I am calling you into a life of glory, not the glory of the world, but the glory of the Spirit, where you become a light, a bearer of hope, a living testimony to my power. There will be moments when you feel weak, but you will see my strength revealed in that weakness. There will be times when you feel lost, but you will discover that in that unexpected detour, I had already prepared an open door. There will be times you think you're being delayed, when in fact I am holding you back not to hinder you, but to protect you from what is not from me, and to lead you into something better, right on time. So, my beloved child, hold fast to your faith. Do not let confusion cloud your sight. Fix your eyes on me, the one who is not bound by time, not limited by circumstances, and never powerless in the face of pain. I am writing a story not only for you, but through you, so that many others may find hope. And as this story unfolds, you will come to see that every page, every trial, every tear has value. You will look back and whisper, "Father, everything you've done is wonderful." End of tea. I do not need you to understand everything. I only need you to trust. And if you trust, you will see not just a happy ending, but a journey filled with miracles. I am still writing, and you are the masterpiece being completed in the hands of the Creator. Do not let go. Do not turn back. Keep walking, because ahead, it is I who wait for you. And the glory of the story I write will cause all of heaven and earth to give praise. My beloved child, I see the unrest rising within you like waves beneath waters that seem still. I see every breath heavy with anxiety, every moment of confusion as you face an uncertain future. There are days when you cannot even name what you feel, only that something is off, that you feel adrift, as if life is moving and you've lost your grip on the wheel. I know. I understand. Nothing within you is foreign to me. And today, I come not to rebuke you, but to remind you, you are not lost. You are exactly where the all-powerful and infinitely wise one, have allowed you to be, not to frighten you, but to lead you into transformation and growth. I know that uncertainty exhausts you. I know the unclear things awaken old fears, wounds you thought had healed, worries you believed forgotten. But my child, pause for a moment. Rise from the chaos of emotion and listen for the gentle yet powerful voice of my spirit. For amid the clamor of life, I am still speaking, and my truth never changes. I am still in control, not someday, not when things appear stable by your standards. But now, right in the whirlwind of your life, I am holding everything together, and nothing can shake my throne. Do not be deceived by your feelings. Emotions may shift with every circumstance, but truth does not. And the truth is, I have never lost my power. I have never taken my eyes off your life. In fact, in the very moment you think I am silent, when you feel most alone, my hand is closer to you than ever before, so close that if you quiet your heart, you will sense the heartbeat of heaven pulsing with your own. So close that a whisper from you is enough for me to lean all of eternity to listen. My child, trust me. Trust that everything happening, whether you understand it or not, is under my sovereign care. No trial, no change, no unexpected turn enters your life without first being filtered through the loving wisdom of your Father. I am not a God of coincidences. I am the one who masters every moment, governs every shift, and turns even the most confusing things to serve the good purpose I have for you. You may not see the light yet. You may not understand why a door closed, why someone left, why a dream had to be set aside. But I assure you, nothing is ever truly lost in me. If I let something slip from your hands, it's because I am preparing to place something greater into them. If I allow you to walk through a barren season, it is because I know your roots need to go deeper before you can bloom in the next. I never waste pain. I never allow trials without giving grace to overcome them. And most of all, I never leave you alone in the fight. I war with you. I walk beside you. I wipe your tears when no one sees. And I lift you up every time you feel you cannot go on. Therefore, my child, instead of focusing on what you cannot control, focus on the one who controls all things. Instead of letting volatile emotions overwhelm you, anchor your soul in the unchanging truth that I love you, that I do not retreat, that my plan is not delayed, it is simply unfolding on a divine timetable you have not yet seen. And if you choose to believe, if you choose to surrender, you will see, in the midst of this very storm, you are being refined to become stronger, deeper, and more like me. Do not let anxiety choke your calling. Do not let insecurity blur what I am revealing. Lift your head. Open your heart. Trust completely. For I, yes, am your unshakable refuge, your immovable rock, your ever-faithful Father. And though the world changes, though hearts may turn, I remain faithful yesterday, today, and forevermore. You may not know what tomorrow holds, but you know who holds tomorrow. It is me, and you never walk alone, not for one single moment. So, my beloved child, be at peace, for I am here, closer than ever, and I will not let you fall. Never. My beloved child, open your heart and receive the changes that are coming, for they are not meaningless accidents, but the very response from heaven to the quiet prayers you've offered over the years. I know you've longed for many things, a breakthrough, a new path, a fulfillment of deep desires within, and I have heard, not one of your prayers has vanished into the void. Every whisper of your heart, every tear dropped in secret, every wordless hope, I have heard them all. I have seen them all, And now I am answering. But remember, my child, my answers do not always come in the form you expect. My promises are not always wrapped in what is pleasant or easily understood. I am the faithful one, but I am not a God who caters to emotions. I am the God who loves you enough not to bless you in a way that weakens you, but in a way that will strengthen and mature you. And sometimes, the path to the best things is not smooth. It is full of unexpected turns and divine disruptions that compel you to release what felt safe in order to receive what is truly divine. Do not look at changes with eyes of suspicion, but with eyes of faith, for it may be that within the unfamiliar, I have hidden the very answer you have been waiting for. The blessing you've been praying for may not arrive in a pleasant form, but wrapped in trial, not to defeat you, but to deepen your faith, to stretch your soul so that you may carry more of what I long to pour into you. If your soul remains small, you will only be able to hold little. But when you allow me to enlarge you through hardship, through transformation, through challenges that demand deeper surrender, you become a vessel fit to carry the abundance of heaven. I know you love stability. I know you feel safe within what is familiar. But my child, if I were to let you remain where you are, you would never experience the fullness I have prepared for your life since the beginning. If you only live in days that are predictable and comfortable, you will miss the glorious adventure I designed specifically for you, an adventure marked by my power and love at every step, a journey that will stretch your soul, strengthen your faith, and set your heart ablaze like never before. I did not call you to a life of complacency. I did not create you to repeat worn-out routines. I am calling you out of false stillness into the living flow of the Spirit, where every day carries eternal significance. And to walk in that, you must be willing to change, to let go of the old and embrace the new. Even when you do not fully understand, remember this: surrender is not failure. Surrender is the beginning of miracles. For in surrender, you give me lordship over every area of your life, not just in your prayers, but in your choices, your actions, and your thoughts. The breakthrough you seek will not come through striving to control everything. It will come when you dare to walk into the unknown with a heart that believes I am sovereign. And with every obedient step, another layer of grace will be revealed. Every time you choose to trust me in the midst of uncertainty, I will open a new door. Each time you resist the urge to retreat to safety and instead move forward toward me, you are drawing nearer to the divine destiny I have prepared for you. So, my child, see the changes before you, not as threats, but as sacred invitations. Ask me, Father, what are you teaching me in this season? What must I let go of? What new thing must I embrace? For in every movement, I am shaping you. In every door that closes, I am leading you to one more true, more fitting, and more glorious than you imagined. One that aligns perfectly with the image I envisioned when I crafted your life. Do not fear. I do not change plans halfway. I do not abandon you mid-journey, and I allow nothing to happen outside of my perfect love. Everything has been weighed, prepared not to harm you, but to mature you, and when you look back, you will see that every shift, every confusing season, there was a divine step in a story I authored with love and power. I love you, and because I love you, I will not let you live forever in comfort. I long for you to step into the fullness of life, into clear vision, into the radiant future I have already prepared. Go, my child, embrace this new season, and know this: in every change, I am near closer than you realize. My beloved child, in the midst of all that is shifting through the turbulence that has stirred your soul again and again, I want you to know this unshakable truth. You are surrounded by my unchanging promises. These promises are not vague echoes in the spiritual realm. They are a shield guarding you against doubt and fear. They are not merely words inscribed in Scripture, but the living breath of my heart spoken over you. You are enveloped in a faithfulness that never wavers, a faithfulness not dependent on feelings, circumstances, or human actions, but rooted in my unchanging nature. I see you. I see every part of you, what you reveal outwardly, and what you hide in the deepest places of your soul. Not a single hair falls from your head without my knowing. Not one tear escapes down your cheek without me catching it. You are never alone in your pain. Every sigh is heard by me. Every hidden fear that you dare not voice, I have seen and embraced with the unseen arms of tireless love. And because I know every detail of you, I know exactly what you need, not only for this moment, but for the paths you haven't even imagined yet. So, I invite you now to receive the change that is coming. Do not resist. Do not be afraid. For change is not a sign of instability. It is the doorway through which my greater plans are fulfilled. You have prayed for me to move. You have longed for the new. And now, as I begin to shake things, understand this: it is not disruption, but divine realignment, so that my promises may be made manifest in your life. You often see only the present, the pain of now, the lack, the doors that seem to close. But I see beyond. You see scattered pages, but I hold the whole book. You see the rocky path ahead, but I saw the destination from the very beginning. And because you see only in part, I ask you to trust in my limitless vision. I am not confined by time, by situation, or by worldly logic. My thoughts are higher than yours. My ways are beyond the familiar paths you've known. Right now, you may be seeing interruption plans crumbling, relationships fading, familiar places turning foreign. But I am working behind the scenes. I am removing what no longer serves you, to place in your life what carries eternal weight. You see loss, but I see an inheritance being released. You see doors closing, but I see greater, stronger ones waiting for you to enter. And what matters most is not that you understand everything, but that you trust me, the one who writes your story, with the fire of love and the ink of grace. Trust my vision more than your sight. Your sight is limited by experience, emotion, and human perspective, but my vision spans time and space. I see what is coming, things beyond your wildest dreams. I see the stronger, wiser version of you emerging through every trial, and I will let nothing be wasted. Every wound will build compassion. Every moment of disorientation will become a lesson in listening. Every time you feel forsaken is a moment I am drawing you closer to my heart. My precious one, do not let what you see blur the spiritual truth. Do not let temporary circumstances steal your eternal hope. Choose to believe, even when you do not see. Choose to walk, even when the path remains unclear. For I am there in every step, every breath, every decision. And when you choose to trust me instead of your fear, you are stepping into the kingdom of faith where miracles begin to unfold. I do not promise a journey without storms, but I do promise never to let go. I do not promise that you will always understand, but I do promise that if you place your trust in me, I will work all things together for your good, not in the way you expect, but in the way I know is best. So, be at peace. Be strong. You are wrapped in eternal promises. You are surrounded by unwavering faithfulness. And I, who sees the end from the beginning, am leading you on the path toward the fullness I prepared from the very first moment you were formed. My beloved child, it is time for you to learn how to lay down your limited understanding and take hold of a wisdom that surpasses all human reasoning. That wisdom comes from me. I know you've grown accustomed to analyzing, planning, calculating every step as though your life must remain within your control. I know you've believed that if you try hard enough, think wisely enough, and stay strong enough, everything will go your way. But my child, life does not unfold according to human wisdom. It unfolds within the divine and mysterious orchestration of the Creator of me. So today, I call you surrender, not in defeat, but in faith. Rely on my understanding, a wisdom that is never unclear, never swayed by emotion or circumstance. When you place your trust in me, you no longer need to carry the burden of understanding everything. You need only to walk step by step, believing that I am leading. And when you do, you will begin to experience something beautiful, that true safety does not come from knowing everything. It comes from knowing the one who holds everything. Place your timeline in my hands. Stop rushing. Stop counting the days. Stop fearing that it's too late. My timing is never off. I do not arrive early when you are unready, nor late, so you miss it. I arrive exactly on time at the perfect moment. When your heart is soft enough to receive, when your vision is open enough to see, and when your strength has matured enough to carry the glory I intend. If you believe that I am your loving Father, then trust also that my timing is flawless. At the same time, let go of your own plans, not because they are wrong, but because they may not be big enough to hold what I have destined. Your plans are often built from what you've seen, known, and experienced. But my plans are drawn from heaven, where everything is appointed with eternal purpose. Every time you lay down your own plan to take up mine, you step into a new journey, one not always easy, but always meaningful. For nothing is more powerful than a soul that knows how to live surrendered. In surrender, you will find safety. In letting go, you will find freedom. And in trust, you will discover a peace that cannot be shaken. I know there are times you think I am silent. I know there are days you feel I am distant, too far to understand the hidden battles within you, too far to see the tears soaking your pillow each night. But my child, believe this: I am not far from your pain. I am not indifferent to your struggles. I do not stand at the sidelines as you wrestle with questions that have no answers. On the contrary, I am right there in the fire, in the flood, in the murkiest spaces of your life. When you feel yourself sinking into doubt, quiet your soul to hear my voice, not loud, not overwhelming, but a still, gentle whisper, soft yet strong, anchoring your spirit in the midst of the storm. It is the voice that reminds you, I am still here, and my presence will not remain an abstract idea, but become a living reality, like the cloud that sheltered by day and the fire that warmed by night. I will be the light in your darkest tunnel. I will be the gentle breath in your most suffocating moments. And I will lead you not by force, but by love, into the land I promised you from the beginning. That land is not only filled with good things, but it is the place where you truly belong, the place where your soul finds rest, where your heart finds a reason to beat, where your dreams collide with my vision. But to reach it, you must let go. You must believe. You must obey. For no key can open the door to your future except the one forged in complete trust in the Father. So, my beloved child, let the limitations of your understanding melt away before my eternal wisdom. Let your worries about timing dissolve into the truth that I hold every season in my hands. Offer up your personal plans like a holy sacrifice, and receive in exchange a divine purpose, higher, deeper, and more enduring, and walk forward, not because you know the way, but because you know me. For if you place your small hand into mine, you will never be lost. My hand is steady. My hand is skillful. And above all, my hand is overflowing with unchanging love. That same hand will lead you to the place your heart has always longed for, even if you've never known how to name it. My beloved child, it is time to release the things that no longer serve the sacred purpose I inscribed on your soul from the very beginning. You were not created to live in compromise, nor were you called to cling to things that once held value but have now become burdens. There are things you once held as your lifeline, but now they are dimming the light of heaven that is calling you upward. Be decisive. Shed the old wineskin, those hardened layers formed by pain, self-protection, and limited experience. The old wineskin cannot contain the new wine, and you cannot enter the new season with the mindset of the old one. I know you have been afraid of being misunderstood, afraid of rejection, afraid of human judgment. But my child, it is time to surrender your fear of man, for their eyes do not determine your worth. Live to please me, not the world. That fear only pulls you away from the high calling I placed within you. It binds your wings when I created you to soar. Likewise, let go of the desire for control, the need to steer everything, to know every outcome. You don't need to be the one drawing the map, because I am the one who leads. When you give me control, it is not loss, it is the beginning of a deeper freedom, where you no longer strain to hold everything together, but live freely in the rest that comes from faith. Do not believe the lies that once whispered to you that you are not enough, not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough. Those words never came from me. They are echoes of the enemy, who constantly seeks to drag you down from the true image in which I created you. You are not merely enough, you are abundant. Because I, the God of abundance, dwell and move within you. I am the unfailing source, the well that never runs dry, the fullness without limit. And you are a partaker in that abundance. You don't need to borrow strength from others. You only need to return to me and receive what has always been yours. So embrace the change, not with reluctance, but with joy. Look ahead, not with fear, but with expectancy. Rise up, courageous as one who is chosen, for indeed, you have been chosen. Lift up your head, for your redemption is drawing nearer than ever before. I am doing a new thing, and what I am about to do in you will dissolve every past doubt. Lift your eyes, do not focus only on the limitations beneath your feet. For your help does not come from the earth, it comes from me, the maker of heaven and earth, the one who has never failed in a promise and is never late in intervention. I am writing a new story on the pages of your life, not a continuation of a tired script, but a completely new beginning, where every stroke of ink is laced with hope, and every chapter overflows with my light. I am composing a new song in your spirit, not the weary melody of sorrow, but a song that rises from the ruins, from the silence, from a faith that cannot be extinguished. That song will rise as a testimony of healing, of miracles, and of a faith that stands firm against all odds. I am also painting a masterpiece with the very days you are living, both the radiant ones and the gray ones. Every seemingly meaningless day, every seemingly small moment, is a brushstroke on the eternal canvas I am perfecting. And when you look back, when you step far enough away to see the whole picture, you will be amazed to realize nothing was wasted. No trial was in vain, and no tear was shed without becoming a color in the portrait of glory. You will testify not with eloquent words, but with a life transformed. You will speak of my faithfulness, not as theory, but as the reality that rescued you, sustained you, and restored you through every season. You will speak of faith not as something distant, but as something you have lived, walked through, and held fast. And when all is revealed, you will declare with deep gratitude that every step, whether weary or strong, every change, whether confusing or hopeful, every tear, whether bitter or silent, and every victory, whether small or dazzling, was worth it. All of it had meaning, because it was the journey you walked with me, the story you lived with me, a story no one else could write, except the one who loves you with an everlasting love. So, my child, keep walking. Let go of what must be released. Receive what I am offering. Live like one who knows they are loved, called, and held in arms that never change. And remember, the best part of your story is still being written. With every new page, I am still whispering, I am still here, and I have never stopped loving you. Amen? As a child of God, you are never alone. He is beside you in every moment, gently reminding you to live in faith and remain rooted in His steadfast love. Press follow and turn on notifications, so you won't miss any of the words I speak from heaven. Amen.